Good morning and welcome to News Express right here on Africa Business Radio, proudly brought to you by Business AM, Nigeria's fastest growing financial and business newspaper. It's a very, very fresh week with very huge information that we'll be getting from the pages of Business AM, and we're expecting a lot of economic activities to go on this week. So yes, it's a very key moment for everybody in the business space right here in Nigeria. All right, right into Business AM headlines this morning. The very first headline on the front page, we have Nigeria's first airline code share seen as game changer for aviation industry. Bullet points just underneath. Analysts project could spur new partnerships among operators. Dana Air, Ibom Air make history. And the headline following that one on the cover page, hold rates. Analysts unwavering amid disinflation as MPC meets. Yes, we're expecting the Monetary Policy Committee to meet today and tomorrow. Last week we saw inflation numbers released, and we're expecting the GDP numbers to be released today. So yes, this is going to be a conversation I'll be having with Philip Isakpa in just a moment. The bullet headlines we have underneath that one: expect MPC to hold all parameters, and MPC to thread delicate path of pro-growth policies. Well, we'll see how that one is going to turn out. In the summary section, the finance and investment part of that space: moderate disinflation surprises on page 11. And we have the one right under the energy, power and renewable section. Nigeria, PNID meet in dispute again. What's going on with these people? We'll still find out from Philip Isakpa. Good morning, Mr. Philip. It's good to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me. A week that is packed, like you said.
Indeed, it is fully packed. We're expecting the MPC to meet today, and we're going to get information on, what their decisions will be by this time, or maybe tomorrow evening. We'll get all of that information. But let's get into our expectations from that meeting. Now, if you're looking at a possible hike or possible hold scenario, of course, the headlines here are saying that we're expecting them to hold all parameters. But then, what effect is this going to have across board, both the financial markets and the economy at large?
Some have said that with inflation numbers that came out last week suggesting that there has been a disinflation, as it were, that you could have some members of that committee beginning to think, should we do something about the rates? But quite a number of other analysts said that it's not actually enough. What has happened is not actually enough for anything to affect what's going on. The rates that were reached the last time. So they are expected to hold rates. Most of the analysts are saying, we'll find that out tomorrow. The last time that the MPC did tweak the rates, they did that. The thinking is, analysts are saying that when that happens, it normally will the committee will give a number of give some time to see what impact and what effect that will have on the economy. Particularly as we are expecting GDP numbers. I don't know. There was something I saw last night or early hours of today about some numbers coming out suggesting a GDP grew by 0.51%. I'm not too sure now. So you would think that the MPC will pick that as well. Begin to say what exactly can we do. But across the financial markets, you will find that a number of the markets, especially the money market players, have been holding on to see what will happen, what the MPC will do, and to see what the GDP numbers will also do. Financial markets, in terms of what we call the equities market, it's been going yo-yo in this way, that way, in the last couple of weeks. but not fundamentally driven by expectation of what the MPC will do. We have seen that whenever the MPC has either moved rates up or down, when you expect that to bounce off in terms of the cost of money, for loan takers, you haven't really seen that have that significant impact, on the cost of money for either businesses or what you call the normal, ordinary me and you who walk into the bank to get some loans from our financial or our banks. So we don't expect anything significant to happen after tomorrow's at the end of the meeting tomorrow. You will find that a number of them will put up suggestions, as to what their thinking is in terms of the way to go. But generally, the analysts are saying that expect the MPC to hold the rate and just wait out to see what, because they said that there isn't particularly any room to tweak the rate anyway.
Okay.
They don't have that leverage, to do much. One analyst did say, said to us, I do not expect any change. The policy committee may probably retain the policy rate as a way to watch what happens in the near term. The other area that needs to be addressed is the FX segment, which already the Apex Bank has addressed by maintaining the 5 naira to $1. So a number of things. There's inflation on one side. There's an exchange rate on one side. So there are quite a number of things that are coming together to make the MPC really work hard as to what exactly, what particular way to go, with regards to the rates, So if you have inflation, that suddenly came down last week, and then you have exchange rate that is not particularly stable yet. You saw how the central bank has taken down the official rates of from its website, the 379 naira to the dollar, out of down from its website, suggesting that it is moving around what we call convergence of rates. If it has taken that down, it has made NAFEX rate. It's almost now the official rate at 410 naira to the dollar. So a number of things are happening, that will put the committee on the spot, not to be able to decide to move rates either up or down, So they will hold. That's what they're saying. They will hold. And then they will watch to see what happens, especially when the GDP numbers officially is announced. Progress is being made.
Yes.
It's gradual. It's not up to 1%. What I'm hearing, 0.51%, not up to 1%. But it's positive from the last time. And we'll just wait to see what happens. In that space.
Wait and see then. Let's move away from the MPC's decision to the story on page 23, talking about Nigeria and PNID. This is not the first time they've been in dispute. And going through this headline, I see it is also still about the Mambila hydropower project. What's going on?
Yes, it is not exactly a PI&D versus Nigeria situation. It's just something similar to that happening. Okay. This has been going on for quite some time. There's a term that was supposed to have been offered. It seems to have. Let's call it rights now, who was given concession, to do some work there, and then I don't know whether it was when government changed or when there was a disagreement, and then government had to move on to recalibrate the whole thing, and then to take that away from that particular company. And that company has been fighting because it says there's a contract, that already existed. We have a right to this. If you're not going to continue with us, then you need to pay us, what normally will happen,
Okay.
So just like this P&ID went to arbitration, this particular company is also going international, I think they said they filed claims at the International Chamber of Commerce in Paris, asking the tribunal to order the Nigerian government to pay it $400 million, plus a 10% interest. Sometimes, we've talked about sanctity of contract some time ago. It's one particular area that Nigeria seems to fall short. Of course, we know how some contracts tend to come into being, but when new governments come in, they tend to look at those contracts again, and then they move it on to other people,
right.
And then the first people who had it, have a right to claim, and then they go to tribunal or to seek redress. So again, they are claiming $440 million, at 10% interest. We understand that there was, in fact, an out-of-court settlement that will have seen it at $200 million, but apparently government reneged on this. Again, that perhaps was signed off earlier on. Former Minister of Power, Fashola, is mentioned in this controversy because he seemed to have been involved in the earlier stages of the cancellation when he was Minister of Power.
All right, we'll wait and see how all of this will turn out, Mr. Philip. Thank you so much for joining me this morning on a look at the headlines on Business AM.
Thank you very much for having me.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye.
And that was Philip Isakwa, the publisher, Business AM, Nigeria's fastest growing financial and business newspaper. Thank you for listening. We'll do this again next Monday. Bye for now.